What's up, everyone? It seems like we're live. Let me grab the stream and yeah, let me also grab this and let's put it in the Discord. All right, let's get started. What I've already done since last time is make sure that let's put the sound quite a bit lower. Just make sure that whenever you reopen the shop, it just generates the exact same stuff, and that the item inspect is actually being triggered. It's not yet working with controller, so we need to fix that. So yeah, let's see how we can fix that for sure. In the shop, probably we need to just set the focus on the buy menu. I think we would need that. Yeah. So let's make an export node, no control, and let's call it initial focus point. And then this function will just set this. And now we can assign this button, which is this tab container, I guess, or no, it's the maybe it's the tab container. Let's just try. So the tab container. What happens when we do it like this? This doesn't actually grab any focus. Okay. So that's not it. Then let's try it on the buy. Also doesn't work. Okay. How do I do this for the inventory? Because I'm pretty sure. It also sets the current tab, yeah. So we do want to have the tab container. So tab container. Then in the initial focus we'll just put it back to the buy. And then we need to find this one. Yeah, it's going to be removed by the reload items thingy. So I think we can just find the buy container. Which will I do here? Yeah, just get the first control child. So it's buy container dot get child. Control. What's the problem here? I want the first child, yeah, of course. I want to grab focus there. And do I have to do something on like the relocate items? Nope. Does this work? I really doubt this works because the items... I guess every time the item slots are just recreated and not the items. The items aren't being changed. Maybe that's better actually. Just preset them. I mean, performance-wise, I think this also just works fine. But then we wanna call. How do we call to set the initial focus? What if we just call this after reloading? I think that makes sense. Does this then correctly set? Nope. Ah, I forgot to set the reference. Yeah, that doesn't help. Yeah, now it does work. And if we move and we go back, if we were already trying to sell something, we move back. Yeah, okay. So with controller it also works. The next step would be now to make sure the items have a certain worth. And then use that worth to be able to sell and to buy items, I guess. And that should really be all. Then items should be okay. The thing we still need to tackle is somehow when generating weapons or items in general, ask for something of like a certain level. But that is really difficult. That is really, really difficult. And with my current system. So my guess is we'll just make some baskets of like 5 levels and just make sure we pick something there, or maybe that should just be an issue for later. I'm not sure yet, but we can think about it once we're done. So a coin indicator, we're going to need that in our item inspect because items have worth. I don't see it now somehow. Maybe this doesn't work because of the references, so let's grab it from just the scene UI coin indicator. Yeah. Is this okay? Let's check it out. Oh, I closed the door. Oops. I'm not sure how that was performing. And we're back with the other error. Amazing. Yeah, it seems just to go further and further away. So make it a child of the sprite. Does that in any way help? Then we do need to scale it so we can move it nicely, it seems. So in the transform. Oh yeah, I think we scaled it at like 4 or something. then now we can scale it all the way down. There's something that makes more sense. I'm not happy about my system for this, but at least my guess is this is now correctly centered or correctly placed. Yeah, it seems so. Still a bit big. This is 1.56, so the y is 4 times greater. My guess is that's okay. Yeah. But this can be even smaller, I'm guessing. Like 0.4. And then move it to here really small. I think that's okay. Now to check it out. And then we need to assign the value somehow. Yeah, this is okay. Okay. Then in the item inspect, we'll also set like a coin indicator. We'll put a export coin indicator, coin indicator. Let's make sure we have that value set and ready to go. And then in the coin indicator, I did already have something for this item. Then I want also a static public integer, which will be item value, and we'll need to input the item. And if item is weapon, we'll generate something for now, else return 0 or something. Or 1, every item is just by default worth 1. For weapon, I do wanna, we need to implement some more stuff. Let's see. How should we calculate a weapon's worth? My guess is for a weapon it's based on worth is based on the level and the rarity for now. And in the future probably also upgrades and stuff you did on it, but for now just level and rarity. So what if we just do it? Where is our like rarity dictionary that we had? Oh, it's here. It's no, it's not here. I think it's in the weapon generator. Or we have like a rarity multiplier. I do want that to be here as well, and we'll call it rarity value multiplier dict. And we can remove the item. And for common it's 1, for uncommon I think it's like 2, rare will be 3, epic will be 5, legendary 6, and then mythic like 15 or something. Just random values for now. We'll balance this a bit later. And level, we can just scale it up. Like level can be like just the base value of a weapon, I guess. So we want to return round to int of item.level, and not every item has a. We can have a weapon, of course, now. And that's a weapon.level times rarity value multiplied by dict and weapon rarity. My guess would be that this is fine. And then when we set the item, we will also set the worth. So a coin indicator that sets worth or sets value or something. What's it called? Coin indicator. Update coin visual. Oh, it's always based on player saves in my thing. Oh, that sucks. Let's put that to 0. Basically all we need to do is just say coins label dot text is value dot to string. And this stuff should be in the place where we will now get a lot of errors. There's coin visual, like item that get worth or something. Item to worth. What did I call it? Just item value. Item value of item. Cool. Then in the inventory this will cause problems. Because we just want this here. Where it's just player save dot coins. Yeah. Probably will get another error. We don't, huh? Okay. Yeah, so all these items are just worth 1 because they're all level 1 apparently. I guess they're all generated. Yeah. So now we have some values for items. Okay. That seems to function. Nice. The next step will be to actually sell and buy the item. So that will be in the shop item slot. And on click, we'll see if it is a buy. Then we need to buy the item. And or sell item, for which we'll make a private void buy item and a private void sell item. Because if you want to buy the item, then we'll first need to get the worth, which is item dot item worth. Why is it not working here? Item literally has this, or item value. Fuck. Item value for item. Check if we can buy this item. So then we'll need to get a reference to our player save. So if we cannot buy the item, then the coins is less than the worth. So then we return. Or we actually want to play the error in the HUD or in the inventory, I guess. Play sound effect or something. We have sounds. Nah, this thing. Make it public. And play audio will also make it public. item slot here. Then in the inventory, play sounds, play audio. It's called yeah. In inventory.ui error. What's it called again? Oh, it's this one. The fuck. Ah, okay. This also doesn't need to be a constant. It can just be a static. Works the exact same way, except now we do inventory. But if we can buy it, then we need to, buy it. So how do I do this? Normally, like the item interaction handler. Pick up nearest item. Here's the add item to player inventory function. Which I guess can become like a public static. Nope, now we don't have the inventory. Can make it a public at least. But let's not. The inventory will also need to do the actual reload, so we actually will need the interaction handler, I guess. Yeah. But where is this again? It's on the player, I guess. And the player scene. The player has this. Okay, let's just add the interaction handler here as an export. Let's set it in export group. Call it references. Oh, but this won't actually have that. No, this will. So export item interaction handler. And this will just be public get private set. What is the problem? Oh, the public is problem, yeah. Okay. The player will hold a reference here. Yeah. So then in the shop item slot we need to find the player. The player is in the world, is in the what's the parent of this? Is this player save or what is this? The inventory has the player. Okay. Item interaction handler. Add item or something. Public. So add item to player inventory and remove coins. So we also need to remove coins. Oh, the player save coins minus is worth. We don't need to save it here because it's going to be saved by this. At least that's my guess. And then selling items is also pretty straightforward. You just sell the item, so the worth again will be equal to item value, item, player saved. No, so the game state stuff. So save the player save, and player save dot coins plus his worth. And also, of course, remove the item. So, is that maybe in the interaction handler? Like, I guess in the inventory, how we can drop items. Yeah, just remove it from the item you save it. But I'm afraid it will still come up in the inventory. So we just make like a public void remove item from inventory. Item to be removed, and we'll put this code in there. And we'll replace this by item. Then now we should be able to call, and this also needs to be done, of course. And this as well, of course. Yeah, and this also. Remove item from inventory. So here we already have the inventory slot ID. Which we know because we're dropping from there. Yeah. But we won't know this in all the cases. So we need to find the inventory slot that has the item. Because we need to do this. Update equipment we won't have to do actually. That's really only for here. Clearing the item from the inventory slot, that's also something for us. So we need to find the reference to the inventory slot that we are talking about. So inventory slots is nil. So if slot was nil, we need to find an inventory slot. So slot If slot is clear, then we need to just find it wherever the item is the same. So we need to iterate over all the inventory slots. How did we save that again? I have something nice for this as well, right? Oh yeah, ID the slot. We can iterate over this and find the item. Should be fine. It's not going to be called a lot. So for each int in ID the slot keys, and this will be called key. This is just okay. So inventory slot potential slots is ID to slots of key. This is really some horrible code. And if the potential slots that item get item is equal to our item to be removed, then we break and we set the inventory slots to be cleared to be equal to the potential slots. This code sucks, is horrible, unmaintainable, ugh. But maybe this will work. So now it's actually call this function. So inventory, remove item, item. Let's see if everything is still functional. So, can we still drop stuff? We cannot, we get errors. Or maybe not get errors, but we get nothing. It just doesn't seem to do anything now. That's also because of course the inventory slot needs to be passed through slots. But it doesn't bode well that it's not working. Because that's really weird. That doesn't give me a lot of... No. Okay, let's check it. But I don't think this thing going to work. How is this broken? Where is my mouse? Even that. How is this not working? You can drop it like this, but not anymore outside. Can I sell stuff? My guess is we cannot. Maybe it has been removed, it's not updated visually. That may be the issue. Doesn't seem to be the case. But I'm not sure if we were on this item. Where's the shop again? Oh, this isn't interesting. Or do we even set? There's a shop item slot. That's the inventory slot. Is buy is false. And here is buy is true. That was for sure still missing. And this I don't really understand. Like, this is just weird. I'm sure this used to work. We could drop stuff back. This is giving an error already. I think it's just not being removed from the shop. Because my guess is we do now have some money. Okay, awesome. Yeah, we do have now have some money and we've lost some items. Okay, this is now, it is gone from the inventory, so that part works. Yeah, it doesn't yet update from the shop. So, shop, item slots, items, player, interest. So for sell item, then the shop item slot needs to queue free. That's all it's gotta do. Why do I not have... Oh, I do have some items to sell. Okay. Seems to not be working, so... Nice, it seems to work, but... So Q3 probably is not doing it. So set item. We can set item to nil. I don't have any items, but I guess I can buy some now. Yeah, we have some items now. And we can sell them. This one isn't working. And it's because of the shop. The shop doesn't have like a coin thing, right? Or do I not have that? We don't have it. And the shop also needs to set the same the inventory does, so... Ayo, this is... I can make my mic a little bit louder like this. I think it's was a bit more quiet than last time, yeah. How are you doing? So there's a coin indicator. Coin indicator. And on already we need to do like coin indicator sets. Update coin visual or something, right? Yeah. Update coin visual. And we needed like the world player save or something. It's in the inventory. How do we do this again? Somewhere game state. Yeah, how is how to get player saves. So in the ready, we'll just initially set the player save dot coins. This should just be on the coin indicator, I guess, because we use it more often. So coin indicator also needs a public void update coin from global player save, which needs to just be this code, which we'll just call here. And I guess it also needs to be done somehow for the items. So we need to reference back to like its shop. Yeah, we can set like a public shop. And then like construct shop, we just set shop item to shop is this. And the coin indicator can be a public as well. We're not gonna touch this ever again, hopefully. So there's somewhere the coin indicator here, yeah. This one also needs to come straight from the player save. So this can just be update coin from global player save, yeah. Coin indicator. Need to update in the shop item slot. So we need to say shop item coin indicator update from global player. It needs to do this here in the save. It just needs to do this after the on click. Because you always need to update it. Okay, so we have 33. We have 0 apparently somehow. Did I not set the coin indicator? I did not set the coin indicator. So that is the issue. So I can buy this one. I can buy this one. Buy. Yeah, and after a buy we need to rebuild the whole thing. Because we need to save stuff. So we'll do let's split it up. Let's reload buy items, which we'll use this for. Shop, and this we only have, and shopkeeper, and this will just get this whole thing. I don't want it anymore. And then public void reload sell items. We need to also split this up. So this is gonna go here. But instead it will be these that will remove. And we'll display these in the player save. Okay, this will also come from here. And we'll also let it reload sell items when we open the shop. So we can also do just a public void reload shop, which I guess means we'll just get back to this. So we do reload by items, shopkeep position, and we'll reload sell items. And then we'll call in this one, we'll call this one, and then in the inventory, no, in the shop item slot, when we buy an item, we also need to call the shop.update sell or reload sell. Yeah. sell all of these items. We can buy one, and we just have the one. We can buy many more. We can sell them. Let me also have the sounds, and let's check. I also want like a nice coin sound effect. Let's check that out. If you can find a nice royalty-free one. Nope. This sucks. It's way too long. This one's AI generated, fuck that. Okay, maybe the first ones wasn't so bad. These suck. I guess we're gonna go with this one. So let's go to the assets, SFX, and let's put it in there and rename it to UI coin, not MP3. And we can just use the inventory audio thing. So we can get like a constant string coin audio path, which will just be a constant string, and then if this actually plays sound effect, so we can play inventory, that's play audio, this one, and we'll also do this when we sell something. Yeah, I don't know who's using AI generated coin sounds, man, but it's I quite often use this website because it's royalty free and you can just look at the license without having to attribute. I don't mind giving credits, it's just it's fucking annoying because I need to keep a list of all the people that I need to credit. That's a lot of work I don't want to do. But you have these AI generated ones, which is like just the Mario sound, I guess, and then people just claim it. It's weird. Okay. Then let's see if buying items also puts them in inventory correctly, because I'm not really sure if it works already. It does. So now in the cell we don't see any items. That's weird. My guess is there's something wrong with my player save and there's something wrong with reloading with items and stuff. So let's remove the player save. Let's remove the world saves. Let's just remove the below projects and test it out again. So I do like to hold sprints. I want graphics to be medium for testing. Top right, that's fine. Music can be very too loud, so let's make a down. I want it to be a mage. I want it to have a cool mustache. Or like this. Sure, let's make some one. Test one, because I always know where everything is. And let's grab all these items. We have just the bow. I can't equip the bow, okay. Is there a weapon that I can buy and equip? The wooden sword. Let's buy a couple of those. So we have too many, right? I didn't buy, and the inventory is not working. Why is the inventory indicator now not working? Yeah, that we can ignore. So inventory, we have it here. I guess it doesn't need it because it can also work like this. As long as it's working, I don't mind. So 13, yeah, 13, 22, not, oh, it needs to update. So this does work what we just had, but it needs to run more often. And it needs to when we reload something. And we remove item from inventory. I also want to update this. And 22. So we have like 6 of these wooden swords. We sell all but one. We have one left. And we go here, we have just one. Let's equip it, then we have nothing. That's wrong. And because it doesn't reload. Now it will have the sword? Yeah. So in like the shop item slots, I don't know why this changed. We reopened it. Nah, there are still some bugs. None of those I'll be able to fix today. And I need to get to bed. So for today, let's finish up. We made quite some progress on the shops. They're pretty far, just a few small bugs still left. And the question that's still remaining is also are we going to actually generate loot? Right now we just pick weapon templates from a whole big list. We pick at random, and that's fine for now, but once I add higher level items, in like the first village, it's close to spawn, I don't want players to find like level 80 weapons that they won't be able to use for like 20 hours. Alright, stuff like that. So we need to really see how to improve on that. I'm not sure yet. But we've made a lot of nice progress. And, you know, the shops are mostly functioning, it seems. But there are some bugs with the reloading of the sell items that we need to check out. Let's have a quick look still, because I want this to be finished. So if item is equipped, which is judged by the inventory. And this is judged how exactly? By the player state or player save. Why is this judged by inventory? So it's here. What happens if we sell an equipped weapon? Like, I don't want to be able to do that, but what if I could? It doesn't even show that. Right, so we have this. I equip this. Now what am I doing? It's not. Then just leaves. Okay, so we do want to keep this because we can potentially break stuff without it. Yeah, the game is definitely coming together quite a bit. There are still a bunch of bugs and stuff to be done, but you know, shops are progressing nicely. Tomorrow, I guess I can start on the quest system, which also just, you know, get the rough basics working before we do anything else. Make some improvements to the combat, so make mana actually matter instead of being a 100% full progress bar all the time. Yeah, just start working on more features, more content for the game. So yeah, we need to start also building a lot of more village types and a lot more houses and stuff like that. Just cool stuff all around. But basic systems are also very, very important still. Like having a functioning shop and a functioning quest system. And of course also still like crafting recipes and crafting in general needs to be done still. But I guess we can just use the templates that I've defined as crafting recipes as well. Yeah, I guess we can do that. Maybe just roll something based not on money but based on like items you gathered. Would also be fine. You're iterating through the player saved at items. And the player saves at items. Items. They are. Yeah. In the inventory. We have to construct. So the question is, yeah, so the equipped item is part of the item list. I think. We can easily test this. We can very easily test this. We simply only have one item on this character and just check the JSON. So open user data. Yeah. Ah, there's no item. So by definition, this should be okay. We can remove this whole requirement. But then in the inventory we should also remove it. Is item is equipped or something? Because where do we use this? Oh, we don't now, huh? Did I remove it from the wrong place? I definitely did. So for shops we can remove it. In any case. And here we can also remove it, right? Because we're just placing the items. And these items are already placed. Yeah, they're placed here. So if we remove this, it should be okay. This is all wooden swords, right? I definitely don't have 3 wooden swords, so... Okay, here something is going wrong. I'm not sure yet what's going wrong here. Ah. Update equipment or something. What does update equipment do? So equipping an item isn't correctly saving it to the player save, it seems. Equip item or something. Equip item from slots, then we item dropped on slots. This should do the trick. So we update the equipment. And we yeah. So the step that we're missing is that we make sure it's not in there. So if player saves that left hand weapon or player saves that items contains player save that right hand weapon, player save that items remove player save the right hand weapon, and the exact same for the left hand weapon. Left hand weapon. And the list should not be infinite or something at some point, so it should be okay. So now I can buy this sword. I can sell all of these. We should be happy. I cannot buy anything else because of my level. And then now I can only sell this. Yeah. Let's try this on a new character, which will have like a bow that we are able to use, and take some items to sell to get some money. And let's go to the town shop again, the thingy. Yeah. So let's sell this all. Okay, inventory is empty. Cannot sell anything. Let's buy the sword. Let's equip the sword, and we cannot sell the bow. Why can I not sell the bow now? Because we don't add it back to the equipment. Yeah. So we need to add it back to like the list. That's difficult to do. If an item, if an equipped item was moved to the inventory, update the player save. So the code's not pretty, but again, if it functions, who cares? Why is this an issue? Because I already have one, that's good. So if from slot ID and to slot ID is greater or equal to 0, and then player save that items that add from item. Oh, item from. And the exact same but opposites. So, to slot ID and from. Then we need to do item 2. And my guess is this will now finally make it function correctly. And again, we have nothing to really test it on. So let's create a new character again and retest this. And let's use a mage wand for this again. Let's buy a bunch of enemies. Let's burn them quickly. And the shop is roughly here somewhere. I guess I've gone too far. Oh yeah, here it is. So we sell everything that we have. We just have this. If I now just remove it here, do I now have... I can now also, yeah. No, I cannot. Now I should be able to sell. Yeah, this works. Let's sell all of them. Alright. Well, that's really nice. This works. What doesn't work is closing the item inspect when I close this. So if we yes, after we sell it, it remains active. So we need to also fix that in the shop slot ID sell item, and then set this to nil. Or I guess just call on mouse exit. That's the cleanest, because apparently it's not called itself. But we can buy something and we can sell it, and then it's still here. Well, that's really weird. Because item has become nil. So we need to call this before we call this. So we can buy something, we can sell it. Yeah. Okay. Then the shops are working for now. Really nice. Let's commit all of this. Add functioning shops to Voxel RPG and get push. Alright, that's it. We finished the basics of the shop system for now. Tomorrow we'll move on to adding very basic quests, and hopefully also do some work on getting the mana bar implemented for the different weapon types, and just make some more improvements to the game in general, and make some nice steps. Thanks everyone for watching, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.